Hey guys, it's MMA Vulture coming at you live with Dana White's Contender Series Week 7. And we're going to go ahead and jump right into it with the first bout of the night being Rose Conceic versus Alexia Thainara. And we're going to go ahead and talk about Rose first. Rose is a good boxer that can fight orthodox or southpaw. She has great counterpunching abilities. She has good low and high kicks. They're very, very snappy and hard. Her grappling is decent. I think she has strong takedowns. I think that her takedown defense is pretty good. I think that Alexia Thainara, though, is better. I think that her heavy pressure fighting style is going to give Rose a lot of problems. I think that Alexia has very good boxing. She has heavy hands to go along with her good boxing. She's a good grappler, not only a good boxer, a good grappler with strong takedowns. She likes to body lock control you. She likes to use her body lock to trip you into the takedown and smother and pressure you. Her only loss is to uh, Bruno Silva. And she's in the UFC and she's doing really good as of lately. So take that with a grain of salt that she has a loss on her thing because it's up against a top prospect. And I think that Alexia Thainara is going to be way better than Rose in the grappling department, but I also think that she's going to be better on the feet. And I think that she's going to be the notably stronger fighter over Rose. And I'm excited to see this one. I think that Alexia Thainara is going to shock people, and that is my pick for this fight. And we're going to go ahead and look at them on the scales. Look at Rose. She's looking healthy. She's looking ready to fight. Let's go ahead and look at Alexia Thainara. She's looking good. She's looking healthy, looking strong. And this is them two facing off. Up close, up personal. I think this is going to be a absolute war. I think that it's going to be a striking war, and I'm excited for this one. Look at them eyeing each other. She's eyeing her. This is going to be a great, great fight, and we're going to go ahead and jump right into the next fight on this card, being Kevin Vallejos versus Teague. And this is a exciting matchup here. We have a tough fighter in Teague, who is a good striker, has snappy low kicks, has a long, stiff jab. Sometimes he does tend to overextend on his striking, which I did notice. I think he's a decent grappler. He has slick transitions on the ground. Something I did notice is he does have a good cardio. But I think that Kevin Vallejos is just an all-around better fighter than him. I think that he's a solid striker. He mixes up his shots to the body and to the head very, very well. He's very slick on the feet. His footwork is phenomenal. He has great, solid high kicks. He has decent wrestling to go along with his solid striking. He has strong takedowns. He generally likes to take his opponents down off their kicks. He times them whenever they go for a kick. He likes to single leg take them down. He just likes to take them down off of their legs. And his only loss is to Gene Silva. So that is a top contender who is actually about to fight somebody in Mazvar. So he is a great, great fighter. So take that loss with a grain of salt too, because Kevin Vallejos is coming to battle, man, and I think he's gonna knock Teague out. I think that this is gonna end early, to be honest with you. I don't see this fight going on too long, in my opinion. I really don't. And give me Kevin Vallejos to beat Cam Teague. And we're going to go ahead and look at them on the scales. Cam Teague, looking jacked, looking healthy. And then Kevin Vallejos, he's looking absolutely jacked, healthy. Let's look at them in the face-off. As you can see, Vallejos is a little bit shorter and has and Teague has the height advantage as well as a reach advantage. But I'm still going with Vallejos. I think he's gonna overwhelm him and outstrike him. I think he's the better fighter here. Moving right along to the next bout in Francesco Mazzeo versus Kevin Christian. And in this fight, I have Francesco. I think he's gonna beat Kevin Christian. I think Kevin Christian is a chaotic fighter that is an average boxer at best. He has good knees, I will say that. He keeps his hands very low, which worries me. He does have legit grappling abilities. He has good submissions. He did get dropped in his fight against Porto, and then ended up coming back and winning, and then knocking him out. But I think he's a mediocre fighter, man. I think Kevin Christian is a mediocre fighter at best. Not to say that Francesco Mazzeo is any better, because I think he's a mediocre fighter as well. I think Francesco Mazzeo is a pressure fighter that has decent striking abilities. He has powerful hands. He sometimes swings from his hips, which worries me. He has all right grappling, decent takedown defense. He does have powerful ground and pound, and if he can get you down, he will maintain you on the ground. His takedown defense is mediocre. I think that he is decent in terms of grappling. I think that as a light heavyweight, you don't really have to have the grappling department, but I think that if this stays on the feet, I think Mazzeo has a real chance of knocking Kevin Christian out. And I'm picking Francesco Mazzeo. I think that he's going to beat Kevin Christian. I think that Kevin Christian does have the grappling advantage, obviously, but I think that he's going to try and strike with Francesco, and I think that Mazzeo is going to catch Christian, and it's going to be wraps. Give me Mazzeo to beat Kevin Christian. Moving right along to the next bout of the night in Danylo Frunza versus Vadym Kutsyi. And this is another a great fight on this card. I think that Danylo Frunza and Vadym is going to be a banger fight. I'm going to have to pick Vadym Kutsyi. I think that he's the more technical fighter out of the two. Danylo Frunza is a pressure fighter with good boxing, with powerful hands, decent leg kicks. He overextends sometimes, leaving himself open to getting clipped and getting hit. I think he has decent grappling, and his takedown defense is really mediocre. I think that Vadym Kutsyi is the better all-around fighter. He's the more technical fighter. He's a good boxer with powerful hands. He has snappy leg kicks with a good counter-striking ability. He's decent when it comes to the grappling department. He has good takedown defense, strong takedowns, and whenever he gets you down to the ground, he knows how to maintain control over you. He will keep you down there, ground and pound on you, and make sure you don't get up and you feel uncomfortable and just pressure you the entire time. Give me Vadym to beat Danylo Frunza. I think Vadym is going to show that he is the all-around better fighter on the feet and in the grappling department as well. I think this is going to be an easy fight. I actually think that he's going to be dominant in this fight. Let's go ahead and look at them on the scales. Here's Vadym. Looking healthy, looking ready to go. And then let's go ahead and look at Frunza. They both look good on the scales. They both made weight. They both look ready for war. Let's go ahead and look at them facing off. And they both look same height. And they both look ready to go to war. I'm excited for this fight. I really am. I think this is going to be one of the better fights of the card. And moving right along to the main event in what we have as Bailey Schoenfelder versus Danylo Voievodkin. And if you guys haven't, don't forget to like and subscribe. And we're going to go ahead and jump into this main fight of the night in Bailey Schoenfelder versus Danylo Voievodkin. And man, this fight was weird because I think that these both are mediocre fighters. I think that Danylo Voievodkin is awful. He's a fast starter with a karate background. He's got good striking, clean, quick combinations. He's got a decent kick, but his competition that he faces really doesn't seem at UFC level. I just think that these both are not really UFC level fighters, but if I have to pick, I gotta go with Bailey Schoenfelder. I think that his forward pressure fighting style is gonna help him in this. I think he has decent boxing with powerful hands. He's got good grappling if he needs to depend on it. He's got strong takedowns, decent takedown defense. He knows how to maintain control if he gets you down. I'm going with Bailey. I think that he could end this early. I think that if he wants the contract, he's going to need to end it early. I think that these are both, we're going to see if they're really UFC level heavyweights. I think that neither of them are looking, if you go look at the tape, but we're going to see. And I'm going to go ahead and pick Bailey Schoenfelder. And we're going to go ahead and look at them on the scales. Here's Schoenfelder. Looking jacked, looking ripped. And then here is Voievodkin. Both looking jacked and ready for war. Voievodkin looking noticeably taller. Slight reach advantage as well. And we're going to go ahead and jump to the betting odds on this Contender Series Week 7. And like I said before, I have Alexia Thainara in this first round. I do see value in the money line. It's sitting right at a negative 123. I do also think that this fight does go over in the rounds. I think that this does go to decision. I think that there's some value in the over 2.5 at negative 236, but take with caution. I like the over 1.5 more, but I don't see it here. So, and then we're gonna go ahead and jump to the Kevin Vallejos fight. I mean, you can add him into a parlay at negative 430. You're not really getting much value in that. I do think that Vallejos could end Teague early. I could see him knocking Teague out or even getting him by submission. Knockout sitting at plus 130, submission at plus 800, but I see value in the knockout. I think Vallejos could land that power punch to knock Teague out. I'm going to go with Vallejos to knock Teague out in the first round. I think he gets it done. I think he's got all the abilities to overwhelm and outstrike Cam Teague. And then we're going to go ahead and look at the Kevin, Christian, and Francesco Mazzeo. And I had Mazzeo in this one, and he's sitting right at a plus 128. This one, I wouldn't really bet on. This is more of like a coin flip. I'm not really confident in this pick. I think that Mazzeo it could get it done. I think Mazzeo by knockout is sitting at a plus 150. I think that he could knock out Christian. I see value in that, but like I said, not a confident pick in this one. Moving right along to Vadym and Daniel Frunza. I think that I see a lot of value in the Vadym. I really think that he's going to walk over Frunza. I think he's going to bully him and outstrike and outwork him on the ground as well. And I see a lot of value in the negative 235 here. And looking at the over and under, I think that this does go over. I see value in the over 1.5 at negative 170. I think that this is going to be a brawl to the end. I think Vadym's going to get the better of Frunza, and I like the over 1.5. I see a lot of value in that negative 170. We're going to go ahead and jump to the last fight, the main fight, in Bailey Schoenfelder versus Danylo Voievodkin. And there's not really much value in the Bailey, which is who I have. I think that, let's go ahead and look at the by knockout. I think that he could win by knockout. Am I blind? I can't find it. Oh, there it is. Voievodkin by knockout, and then Schoenfelder by knockout, negative 180. I think Schoenfelder is going to knock out Voievodkin. I do see that happening at a negative 180. I do think that this fight could go over 1.5, to be honest. I think that Bailey, yes, he could land that devastating shot, but I think these two both aren't UFC level fighters, so I could see this going over 1.5, and that's sitting at plus 160. I could see this going to the distance, maybe even. I think that this definitely does go rounds, honestly. I think that these two are both not UFC level fighters, and I think that this goes to distance. I think that nobody's really going to end anybody, and if anybody does, it's going to be Bailey. So I like the value on the over 1.5, and that's it for today, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and peace.